Hi, Wolfpack fans. I'm Jeff Gravely.
I'm Tony Haynes. We're beginning a new era on the Wolfpack Sports Network. Welcome, Chaz. Matt Chazanow. And we are live at Sports Social in Cary tonight. And in the second half hour of the show, we're going to have a couple of player guests. So you will want to stick around for that first half hour dedicated to the head coach himself, Dave Doeren. This is, after all, Wolfpack Weekly with Dave Doeren. I'm Tony Haynes. Chaz is with me as my co-host. And I probably shouldn't do this because he's sitting right next to me. But I'm going to throw Sean Brown a bouquet of flowers. Because he's been an interesting journey here. The last year, he started last season as a backup, then took over at safety. Then the Clemson game when Peyton Wilson went out with the injury. He moved to linebacker, had a very good game. Then he transitions over to that position this season. And then on top of everything else, he's voted a captain by his teammates. What makes him tick?
I mean, it starts with his work ethic. He's a grinder. He's always a high-energy guy that competes really hard. He's an encourager with his teammates. He's super consistent, too. And I think when you show up every day with a positive attitude, with high work ethic, and you're the same guy every day, there's a lot of respect given to people like that.
So for those listening and who aren't here, Sean Brown's next to Tony, and then Big Justin Jolie is there as well. Sean's gone chicken and waffles. Justin Jolie's got like a burger and fries. Did you say that he got the Jordan Waters meal? Oh, okay. So so Sean has informed us that Justin has ordered Jordan's meal off the Sports and Social menu, which is important. And now Justin's letting Sean have some sort of reaction there. How about the other big fella over there, Justin Jolie? He's one of the newcomers here on the team. How's he been?
He's gained quite a bit of weight in his time here, and because of how he's worked, Coach Thunder and his staff do a great job developing guys. But as a player, you have to want to get bigger. You have to put the food in, the nutritional things, the supplements. You have to be able to get the rest required. You have to live the lifestyle off the field to take care of your body, and he's done all that. And he's become a weapon, and that's the thing, with KC on the field, there's guys that are going to have opportunities to win one-on-ones because he's going to get double-teamed a lot.
Justin Jolie, of course, played at UConn last year. NC State faced him in the first game of the season up there. He's originally from Brewster, New York. Coming down here from UConn now as a transfer. How's the South treating you?
It's good, man. Gas prices are lower. Food's amazing.
Late second quarter last year against UConn, Sean Brown tackled Justin Jolie for a gain of 0.
And a short completion to Justin Jolie.
Sean Brown, he hit you last year, and he says that he thought you groaned. Now you're a chance for you to defend yourself. Was it a hard tackle, or did he just trip you up by the shoelaces?
Oh, no, it was just a missed block, and I honestly didn't feel it. It felt like a featherweight.
I thought he would say it.
I'm looking right at you too, Sean.
Yeah, we'll ask him as well. We'll get both perspectives on that. Take me back in time. It was a gain of 0 yards.
Yeah,
I just want to be clear. What was that like for you? And what was it like for Justin from your perspective?
It was really a great play on my end, really great play recognition of what they wanted to do, and really breaking down the film. So when they put me out there on him, he tried to do the little tunnel screen. It didn't work. I seen the whole thing.
All right.
And, I blew the play up, and then, I tackled him. Somebody was like, hit the ball almost came out. Now you better tuck it.
Okay. Yeah.
Sean Brown.
Thank you very much. Good job.
Outside linebacker for NC State. That'll close out the show. First off, we'd like to thank everyone here from Sports and Social. They've been a fantastic host.
You've been listening to Wolfpack Weekly with Coach Dave Doeren on the Wolfpack Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Gravely along with Matt Chazanow, a.k.a. Chaz, the Chaz. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened at Tennessee and how they get past Tennessee football-wise and move on to Louisiana Tech. But what an atmosphere. The place was packed. It was a game you want to play in. It is not the outcome you want if you're NC State.
Sure. Yeah, no, look, let's go pregame right now, right? 74,073 is capacity, I think. Bank of America Stadium, Uptown Charlotte. 50-50 split. Orange and white near side for our broadcast position. Red and white far side.
dead 50 split. I mean, right down the middle and loud. It was awesome. One of my favorite things to do in an atmosphere like that on the broadcast is the first sideline hit with Tony, because you can then really hear it from his sideline mic. And when it cracks open and Dave Maudlins moves that fader up on the board, and I send it down to Tony, you can hear, and I said, Tony, how is it down there? He goes, it's loud, boys, it's loud. It's awesome, really cool.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
This segment of Pulse of the Pack is presented by Coca-Cola.
When we win, we all win. When we lose, we all lose. And there's no finger pointing, blaming. Everybody's at fault, and it always starts with me. And I look forward to the opportunity, to grow and to come back and respond the appropriate way with resiliency and grit, which is something that we've always done. And the best way to do that is to get back to work. And the formula is us. It's improving in a lot of areas, and looking forward to fighting the adversity and overcoming the things that we need to overcome as a football team.
What is important for this show, in what I've watched from Coach Doeren, what I heard from him post-game, there's two things that need to be said. Hat tip to Tennessee. That's a credit to them. They did a great job. And then not overreact, right? I think those two things are hard to do simultaneously. Tennessee's going to compete for the SEC. They may and they may not. That's a good team. We know that for sure. For a quarter and 3/4 of a quarter or more of the second quarter, that was a ball game, right? The Pack's going in to score and tie the game, and then the one play flips it. But Tennessee has structured their roster with, I think, 17 scholarship D-linemen. It's a credit to them. Their D-line was fabulous. Their offensive line was okay, but I thought Davin Van, there were 5 QB pressures by the Pack defensive line. Davin Van caused that pick, right? The Aiden White interception that he housed, and the Pack defensive line was effective, right? They didn't get home and they didn't sack the quarterback, but they were close, and they disrupted him.
I thought another thing, you touched on kind of the turning point of the whole game is NC State's with an opportunity to at least make it 10-6, possibly 10-10. Momentum's on their side. The red section was going crazy. And then all of a sudden, the miscommunication between quarterback and receiver, or however you want to categorize it, it was a mistake that ended up going the other way and turning what could have been a game-tying situation into a 14-point swing. And that's when Coach Doeren said on Monday, he said, we didn't respond well to that.
3:54 left in the half. It's 10-3. We intercept the ball. Bishop Fitzgerald makes a great play. Get the ball on our side of the 50, move the ball down to the 16-yard line, and have a chance to tie the game before half. And that play was a huge momentum swing, the pick six by them, and we did a poor job responding after that play, and from that point on, the game just snowballed.
Your defense was put in some tough spots there in the second half. I know you're not pointing the fingers at anybody, but given the circumstances of that game and playing against an offense like that, is it a little more difficult to evaluate your defense?
It is. What I liked about our team, we came out and we responded to the challenge that I gave them, is get lined up. We have to shut down, the explosive plays for touchdowns early in the game. We can't let them throw it over our head, and I thought our kids came out and did that. The first drive, we get them off the field. The next drive, they go down and score. And then the next drive, we get an interception. So, I felt like our kids had a little bit of confidence at that point. And offensively, we did a great job in the first drive of burning some clock, getting some yards, flipping the field. And, and we fought. I look up and there's, 3:40 to go, and it's 10-3. And we have the ball, in the red zone. So if you'd have told me on Monday or Tuesday, hey, it would be 10-3 or 10-6 or 10-10 at the half, I said, let's kick the second half off. And, and obviously things happen in football. So, and what we can't get caught up in is the second half. There was no excuse, and we all know the momentum swings of football games. And we could not overcome some of the situations that we were in, but that's not an excuse. We have to go out and put the ball down. It doesn't matter where they get it. We have to do our job. And we failed miserably in the second half with that.
Film don't lie. And there's a lot on film that NC State can look at and study. How do you think they will utilize that moving forward into this week's game against Louisiana Tech?
I've got to imagine, and we'll ask Coach Doeren specifically, what are you going to look at on film that you think translates to this ball game? I don't think they crumple it. Like sometimes you get waxed and you go,
burn the tape.
Burn it.
No.
I don't envision that. There was a lot of right. It's kind of actually odd if you look back. There was a lot of right about a 41-point loss, which is weird to say.
I kind of equate it to you can't go back and change what happened, but you can certainly learn from what happened. And I think that was Coach Doeren was talking about the response he's seen immediately after the game. Sure, there's disappointment. That was a long bus ride back for those guys Saturday night, getting back about 3 a.m. But I think it's also an opportunity. Look, we're in game 2. We're in game 2 playing against one of the better teams in the country.
You can go back. I believe it's 13 years in Pac history or 10 years and find league defeats. So this is out of conference, right? But you can find conference games where the Pac gave up 56 points and then the next game won by 30. They got shut out by Florida State in 2011 and then shut out North Carolina the next game, right? It's not wrong to take what was wrong from the game and say, okay, there are issues, but it is wrong to extrapolate too far and say, well, this happened against Tennessee, therefore it's the rest of the year. No, it's not. That's not true.
And I think that's another thing that Coach Doeren has challenged his team with is how are you going to take what happened against Tennessee and apply it? Look, I don't care who they were playing this coming week. It is Louisiana Tech. To me, this is a week about getting yourself right. As a unit, as an individual, as a team, to get yourself right. Whatever that means, however you do it, get yourself right going into this next game, game number 3.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
And you're not the only newcomer around here. Men's soccer coach Marc Hubbard is a first-year coach at NC State, came from New Hampshire, very successful coach there. They already have their first conference win. They beat Cal last week. That's still odd to say, Cal in the ACC. Yeah. He won his first match. They gave him the game ball. He's tried not to make it about him, but it is a huge opportunity for him to move up to a Power 4 conference like NC State. But he had massive success at New Hampshire. I mean, he won conference championships. They went to 7 NCAA tournaments in a row. And I don't mean to bring it up, but they did get to the Sweet 16 one year, beating your alma mater, Syracuse.
It's funny, he played pro for Syracuse Salty Dogs as a professional soccer player. He was a 5-year pro in the USL. He played at Colgate, which is a really good school in the Northeast, and an experienced guy. And like you said, he's worked his way up.
All right, time has come. You're out, just make sure you're finding ways to get involved with the group. Don't just stay on the sideline the whole time.
I think my style is to build really strong individual relationships with the players and to build that autonomy within the group, give them a lot of ownership into how they go about their lives and how they want the team to be shaped. Opening night is obviously special. There's a lot of energy in the air, there's nerves, so you got to be able to deal with that in a different way too. And yeah, it's no shortage of motivation to play an NCAA tournament team that's well coached, and it's going to make it difficult for us. So I think we'll be up and motivated for the task, but know it's going to be a very difficult game.
The wait is over. A new season begins today in men's college soccer. A new era begins in Raleigh.
Effort, collective, and all those little things, and we'll take up some steps tonight. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Back on 3. 1, 2, 3. Back. Let's go.
Amaya to the back post and put in. And it clips it across and falls to Haley, blocked in front. Haley's second effort. It was only a matter of time. NC State getting more numbers deep into the box. It's the first goal of his career, and it puts NC State in front. It is a winning debut.
Stick together. Stick together.
Max is
recuperate.
reason
Get ready.
one.
Tomorrow's obviously a day off, right?
Coach Hubbard is coming. He coached D2, and then he went to New Hampshire and was there 9 years. Went to 7 postseasons consecutively, and so now here he is in the ACC and beats the Pacific Coast-based ACC member Cal Bears, who had a really nice football win, by the way, for the league at Auburn this past week. Cal is such a fascinating program, and we need to talk about it when the time comes because we're going there.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Carolina Ford Dealers. See your Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of NC State Athletics.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Men's soccer off to a great start. We'll get the Pack football team back on track this Saturday, we hope.
Yeah, 3-0-1 start for Coach Hubbard in his first year, pending a result here against Winthrop on a game coming up on Tuesday. But Pack football, Louisiana Tech, and then Clemson. You just mentioned at noon, and then noon, the Tennessee game. This is how this goes. In half a month or less, right? From Saturday to Saturday, the Tennessee game could be long forgotten.
You have so many new players on your roster. I think it was 42. Were you eager to see how those guys would respond?
Yeah, we talked a lot in the staff meeting about that today. I think our program has always responded well. When we've had a loss, we've bounced back and put our best foot forward and move forward. And I know that our returning players will do that. The guys that are here, you don't know because you haven't had them in this scenario before, and you don't know what it was like at the previous school. Some of the schools they came from were winning programs, and they're probably accustomed to how that looks. Some of them were losing programs, and the last thing I want is a guy to accept a loss. It's nothing that we're going to do here. There's no excuses. You don't accept it. But you can learn from it and get better, and that's the biggest thing. And then have the internal, competitiveness and the drive to not let that happen to you again.
You'd mentioned to Tony post-game, you're talking about how Grayson McCall's practiced really well, and he's really good with the football. How has he responded to this one? How's he been in practice? He's a leader on this team. How's he talked to the guys? What have you seen from the signal caller?
He's been great. The first thing he did is stand up and blame himself for a game, really? and that's the last thing I want, and the guys wouldn't let him do it. They told him they believe in him and for him to move on, and that's not what Grayson's used to doing. It's not what anyone's used to seeing him do, and obviously through the pick six, but we got to protect him too. He's getting hit, and there's a lot of things that go into turning the football over. It's not just a throw, and it's not just a strip. Can you keep your man from getting to the guy carrying the ball as part of ball security? And so we have to block better. He has to protect the ball better. It's 11-man football.
After looking at the games on Saturday, all of a sudden you look ahead at NC State's schedule, you're like, ooh, Northern Illinois is there.
They're ranked.
After playing Clemson, you got Northern Illinois. They've beaten Notre Dame on the road. They've got a ton of confidence. Oh, like you said, Cal just beat one at Auburn. Oh, okay, well, there you go. Georgia Tech, they're in rebound mode after going to Syracuse. Syracuse all of a sudden is throwing the ball all over the lot with Kyle McCord, the transfer from Ohio State. So all of a sudden, here we go. You're talking about a schedule that comes out at the beginning of the year, and you're like, I don't know. I don't know. And now, boy, and therein, we talk about it ad nauseum. This early in the year, you don't really know who has what.
We're talking about chemistry and integrating new bodies and Grayson McCall finding out who he wants to toss to and where's Joe Lee going to be, where's Rogers going to be. Rogers didn't get a ton of chances against Tennessee. And I get the sense that they're going to stick to their guns, right? There were big changes after the Duke loss last year. There was a huge shift. Right. And I haven't gleaned that.
No.
This is not, hold on, let's go back to the drawing board. This is let's regroup and be accountable and figure out what we can fix, because I truly thought game plan was going NC State's way to a T until the pick six.
Next thing for NC State football, high noon on Saturday against Louisiana Tech. Will be on the pregame radio show beginning at 10 a.m. It's an eggs and bacon and pancake kind of pregame show that we'll crank up at 10. That's it for the Inside NC State Athletics podcast. I'm Jeff Gravely for Matt Chazanow. See you next week, and we'll see you Saturday at Carter Finley Stadium.